Welcome to Kokomo. It's time for the 5th annual Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament, and we're glad to have you with us during this Christmas and holiday season to kick off what has been a tradition here about an hour away from Indianapolis, and to start the morning, a good one on the way. Kokomo, the host of the tournament, squaring off against New Haven. Good to be with you. I'm Brendan King along with Jan Bozier. Jan, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you. Hope you had a terrific holiday. And you are no stranger to this gym. This is a really cool event that has basketball all weekend long.
It really does, and this is a great opportunity for a lot of young teams to come in here and play in a historic gymnasium like Memorial Gymnasium. Now, that's the good news. The bad news is you probably have to play Kokomo on their home floor. Kokomo, a really good ball club. This should be interesting because New Haven, they got to play a certain style because Kokomo, as you know, can light it up.
It is interesting because Kokomo has lost back-to-back games. Definitely did not play bad enough to lose that overtime classic against Marion on the 20th. 109-104 in extra time. Took a tough one on the chin against Carmel last time out. But New Haven, interestingly, Jan, they lost 3 straight. They've now won 3 straight heading into Christmas, so a little momentum for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, no question. And listen, you want to be on a roll coming in here. This is just a great opportunity. You're playing against a top team in Kokomo.
Was there a tech call?
Well, I suspect it could be the problem we had because the number 3 wasn't in the book. So because it wasn't in the book, you start off with the technical. Being an ex-official, that's That's what the call is. It's a technical for not having a player in the book.
Yeah, so 3 in black for New Haven.
Yes.
Was not on the roster. Yes. So to start the Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament, it's 2-0 Kokomo on technical free throws, Jan, and now we're underway.
Listen, this is a Friday morning. Nobody's used to playing, so we'll have a lot of ifs here today.
All right, good to have you with us. Kokomo in the white, New Haven in the black. The Wildcats control at 5-2 on the campaign. Bellamy throws it inside. It's off a couple of hands. Last touch by Barris Moore. And the Bulldogs will take their first possession of the morning.
Brad, this is a good offensive Kokomo ball club. Difference is they don't have the big rim protector like they had last year. Defense is right now in progress.
That big rim protector, guess who? Flory Badunga has New Haven with their first bucket of the morning. That ties the game again because of technical free throws to begin the game. That 3 ball is missed by Zion Bellamy, averaging over 22 points a game. But the Bulldogs run the floor. Lavelle Ledbetter goes up strong. He had it deflected away, though. The offensive rebound corralled by the Bulldogs, and this corner 3 rims out. But Baskerville got his own board, took it strong to the glass. It's going to be an offensive foul.
Yeah, I think they got him leaning in a little bit. Looked like a pretty close call. Official felt like there was possession there, and Kokomo takes the charge.
Tie game at 2. Here from Kokomo.
Everything's, not in a routine here. Basketball players are so routine-oriented. Friday morning, nobody plays in, nobody knows. So this is a vulnerable game. We'll see who can get set in the quickest.
Bellamy's 3 connected. Shooting 40% from outside on the year. You like the look of this kid.
I do. And I'll tell you, Kokomo, they just go down. If there's a shot, they shoot it. There's no pass. That's how quick they want to score. New Haven on the other side, Brandon, they're going to be really, really patient. That's the type of offense that they'll run.
3-point game. New Haven perfectly comfortable, taking some seconds off the clock. Runner is missed by Ledbetter. The rebound back to the Wildcats. Moore takes it up the floor. Now Bellamy towards the top of the key with Hamill. Hamill's long-range shot connects.
That's how quick they do it. I'm telling you, they never seen a basket they didn't like.
2 big threes by Kokomo. Has them up by 6. We'll keep it right here on the ISC Sports Network to remind you that today's broadcast is brought to you by Coca-Cola of Kokomo. Proud to keep the Cats hydrated both on the court and in the classroom, as well as by Galicco and Daly. Work, injury, lawyers. Learn more at IndianaWorkers.com and IndyMalpractice.com.
Kokomo, Brandon, quite honestly, just willing to come out and beat you down the floor. Mm-hmm. And if they got a shot, that's what they do. Without the big guy this year, they feel like their best opportunity is just get the quickest and great shot they can.
So New Haven on the perimeter has given up 2 early threes. Again, if you're just joining us, this game started with technical free throws because the Bulldogs started a player not on their roster. So Kokomo was up 2 points immediately, and then now the Wildcats have made a couple trays. That runner, though, connects. And the Bulldogs have it again. 4-point game. Baskerville strong. It was deflected. Barris Moore went flying into the paint to deflect that off the glass.
Well, New Haven's going to try to take that when they can get it, but I think they got to be careful of not falling into the trap of the tempo that Kokomo wants to play in.
8-4 game. Kokomo leads. This 3 is no good. Offensive rebound again for New Haven. They've had a couple early in this first quarter, and they're within a pair.
Yeah, pretty pass. Listen, I think they're playing loose because they know they got nothing to lose.
Kokomo on top by a couple. Wildcats along the range. Bellamy hit it from there a moment ago, and he does it again.
Man, he's a shooter.
He had 42 points in that overtime loss against Marion.
He just plays automatic. He plays with confidence. You like that. If you're going to have the green light to shoot like that, you better have confidence. And this young man does. That's from way downtown.
Well, what he might lack in size at 5'8" does not lack in energy.
No, and the other piece is, Brandon, he gets the shot off really quick. Mm-hmm.
It's the inbound for New Haven.
Oh,
a little
pretty.
scooper roll. Dalen Jackson with his first points of the morning. 6'4" junior.
We got bodies everywhere.
And that's going the other way. I'll tell you what, Jan, for what the Bulldogs might lack that Kokomo has when it comes to shooting, New Haven has size.
They do. And I tell you, I like I think you play Kokomo physical in their gym, and that's what they're trying to do here, be the more physical ball club.
Cats bring in the press. Bulldogs break it. Baskerville will take the floater. And New Haven, after taking a couple early punches on those threes, has fought back to get it to a one-point game.
Listen, Bulldogs being physical, they're taking it right at the rim.
Good one brewing early in this first quarter of the Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament. Long-range triple missed. The rebound for the Bulldogs. Right now, New Haven out-hustling Kokomo.
Well, and I think they got a little advantage on the boards when they can take advantage of it.
But that's a travel one too many steps for Tavar Baskerville.
That's the problem with playing a little faster than the pace that I think you want to play at. But right now they're hanging in there. Listen, if you're just down one with 4:07, you're in great shape.
Got to stay on Bellamy. He can rip it from anywhere, but they roll inside.
Nice pass.
Pretty passing play as that connects to DJ Nash.
This is Kokomo. Shoot and press. But you got to score if you're going to press. Can't press, you don't score.
DJ Nash, who just scored, he does not look like a freshman, but he is 6'4".
Beautiful extra little pass right there.
Nash also leads Kokomo in field goal percentage, 67% in his freshman season. New Haven continues to crash inside hard, drawing fouls.
Well, Kokomo's not doing a great job of stopping ball. I mean, New Haven's flat out getting in the paint early, and I don't think Coach Peckinpah is going to like that at all. If you don't stop the ball, you got to get backside help.
Off the glass,
Wow.
New Haven wanted a foul. Lavelle Ledbetter just forced that one off the cage, and it dropped down.
Brandon, they got him listed 6'2". He looks like he plays taller than that, though.
Totally. Well, we noted before the game there's a little bit of size discrepancy for New Haven, but Ledbetter looks bigger than he's listed. And now New Haven unable to take the lead that would have given them their first advantage in the morning.
It is interesting to me, at least here early, that New Haven is getting transition. I thought coming in here, they don't have much margin of error because they give up as many as they make. So you don't typically when you're like that, you want to control tempo, but right now they're comfortable attacking the rim.
Ledbetter will inbound. It's Baskerville. Patience. New Haven playing at their own pace behind the back.
Yes, sir, baby.
That was pretty.
Put that one down. Highlight, baby. I love nothing better for me than passing, man. Behind the back, precision pass. Put that one down.
Dalen Jackson was the benefactor there of Lavelle Ledbetter. Take a look.
I'm going to look at this one at least 15 times a day because I just love a good pass. I'm a Larry Bird guy. I'm way old, but just love great passing.
You been out to the museum in Terre Haute?
I have been there many a time.
Bellamy, he loves that spot. Couldn't hit that time, though. Another strong board for New Haven.
They're doing a really good job, and that's what's keeping them in it early.
And they've got the lead. Their first time with the advantage today.
Lead does funny things to ball clubs.
Can't extend it, though. 2-on-1 the other way.
Nice.
The scoop. And a kiss off the window for Bellamy.
Really good passing on both ball clubs.
We've got a great one brewing. Quick paced to start the morning after Christmas. That three no good. Here comes a Davion Young. Bellamy. That corner is his spot, but he's missed the last couple. He's hit 2 triples from that spot. He's missed a couple.
Well, when he gets his feet set, he's really good. He was floating a little bit that time. He still can hit that, but when his feet are set, that's when he's really dynamic shooter.
Cats by a penny. Kokomo at 5-2. They've lost back-to-back games. New Haven's on a 3-game winning streak. And a tip from Kokomo prevented that from being over and back. And that's going the other way. Ledbetter running straight into Furl. And a timeout on the floor. He was set.
I think it was a pretty good call. If you're that set, you're going to get the benefit. I thought that was a pretty good call.
Timeout on the floor, first quarter from Kokomo. It's the Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament coming back.
Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't. Work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't.
1 point lead for Kokomo here in the first quarter. And today's broadcast on the ISC Sports Network is brought to you by Coca-Cola of Kokomo. Coca-Cola of Kokomo has been part of the fabric of Howard County and North Central Indiana since 1907. Coca-Cola and Kokomo is proud to keep the Wildcats hydrated, both in the classroom and on the court. With Jan Bozier, I'm Brendan King. Zion Bellamy out of the timeout. He switches the quarter, and he's back on track.
He's a shooter. I mean, you don't see a lot of pure shooters. He's one of them.
He's got 3 triples in the first quarter. And the Wildcats are up by 4, but not anymore.
Paint penetration, that's been their MO right now. They're just taking it to the Cats in the paint.
Boy, they are running the floor on both sides, and nearly a Cat turnover. Bellamy, shot fake. This is a 2, and that connects.
Word.
11 points for Bellamy.
Is there a number 1 on his jersey for a reason? Man, he's a shooter. Haven't seen a pure shooter in a while. This is fun.
Mm-hmm. The bouncer off a foot.
Well, clearly 2 different styles. Both teams' defensive objectives are a little bit different. Kokomo's trying to stop the paint penetration. On the other side, Bulldogs have to put pressure way outside, and both of them are struggling in their identities defensively.
New Haven has the ball after the kicked ball. Baskerville tries from outside. And as you said, Jan, the styles really conflicting here. New Haven prefers to slow it down. They like to feed it inside. Kokomo loves to shoot it, but they missed that triple.
And then some.
2-on-1 the other way. Ledbetter sidesteps.
Oh,
man.
Pretty. He's a good ball player. I like it.
He's a sophomore. 6'3" with some size. Baskerville tries the floater. Rebound for Hamill. Bellamy. And inside to Burks.
Man, they will flat out beat you in transition or behind the 3. You got to be looking for both.
Boy, points aplenty in this first quarter with 10 seconds to go. New Haven has got to pick it up with 7 to go. Opening quarter about to come to a close. Inside, the crash off a shoulder and a buzzer beater. Dalen Jackson with a sharp first quarter for New Haven, but the outside shooting of Kokomo has given the Wildcats the lead in the quarter break.
Well, Kokomo, one of the top scorer teams in the state for a reason. You can see why. If it's not transition, pop it, shoot a 3. That's pretty quick.
We'll come back with the second quarter right after this on the ISC Sports Network.
Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't. Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back. It's the start of the second quarter. First game of the Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament. Basketball all weekend long. It's going to be great with Jan Bozier. I'm Brendan King. 2-point lead for the Wildcats over the Bulldogs as Kokomo in their home gym clashing with New Haven. And Jan, as we talked about, conflicting styles here, but an entertaining first quarter.
Well, Kokomo's the number 3 leading scorer team in the state. You can see why.
New Haven, though, first bucket out of the quarter break, and they've got it tied.
Man, I like the confidence New Haven's playing with.
Totally.
They have not been intimidated. You're on Kokomo's floor playing the Cats. What an opportunity.
Again, they've had an interesting year, losing 3 straight to start December, winning 3 straight heading into Christmas. That 3-ball connects again. Ermon Burks. It is a deep bench for Coach Peckinpah.
What have they got? Four guys in double figures?
It's incredible.
Average? Yeah, you can see why. Because they shoot the 3 so well.
Burks is just a sophomore. Nash, 21 on the floor, is a freshman. The Wildcats, you talked about what they lost from last season. What they have gained, though, it's something.
And what Coach Peckinpah has done has been really interesting. It's a complete different offense now for Kokomo. While they shot the 3, it was all inside, outside last year.
That makes sense why. New Haven's got the basketball. 3-point game, and they nearly turned it over, if not for a deflection off a cat. A couple subs come in for Kokomo. Wildcats, the number 12 team in 4A. New Haven at the moment unranked, but again, having a terrific end to December. And I mean, how many times is it talked about? Almost cliche, but heading into Christmas with a winning streak, the vibes are going to be a little bit higher.
No doubt. And the other thing, while we talk a lot about this Kokomo offense, they're still giving up a lot defensively, and New Haven's doing a really good job of exploiting it. Kokomo's giving up 65 a game. That's a lot. They just try to outscore you.
Mm-hmm. New Haven in no hurry. Ledbetter, who had a strong first quarter, picked up his dribble, has to get rid of it. He'll pivot around. And now here's the defense starting to come along for Kokomo.
Well, I think they talked about that. They've got to have some help and traps to keep New Haven out of the paint.
Ledbetter again, can't get rid of Nash. They try Baskerville now, tough shot. Defensive stand for Kokomo, their best of the morning.
Well said, Brandon. That is as good a defense in the half court they've had.
Bellamy missed the runner. That last touch to Cat. Oh, they're calling that off of New Haven. From our vantage point up here, it looked like the Wildcats touched it last, but Kokomo will take the basketball.
Not sure what the official. I think he said he touched the ball, forced it out of bounds. Can't do that. I think that's what he's talking about. Warning to New Haven to leave the ball alone after either a dead ball or goes to the net.
So Kokomo's got the ball. They're up by 3 here in the second quarter from the opening game of the Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament.
New Haven in a 2-3 zone. That's a tough one to play against a team that shoots as well as Kokomo does.
Outside again.
And there's your problem with playing a 2-3 zone. It's interesting, but they feel like as long as they stay close, that's their defensive choice.
Burks again. He's got back-to-back threes. New Haven unable to come up with points on the other end, but they steal it right back. Ledbetter tries from the elbow, and it found its way down.
Boy, Ledbetter's just been solid in his first half.
An underclassman. But another 3. Bellamy's got 4 triples, Jan.
I love it. I haven't seen a pure shooter in a long time. I love it when somebody just has confidence. That's 1,000 shots to the gym every morning is what that is.
14 for Bellamy, 4 of them on triples. He averages over 22 a game, and Ledbetter's got it back for New Haven. Now a 3-ball. Isaiah Woods, his first minutes of the game.
I think New Haven's physical presence has given Kokomo a little bit of a fence here. They're really being physical when they can. I think that's not a Kokomo style right now.
It has been a running gun game, Jan. We have yet to see a free throw. It has been back and forth.
Wouldn't you love as a player to have the green light
to
come down and just
no
launch
better
a 3?
feeling.
If I took a 3, I would have been benched. He just comes down and launches.
It's like being the best hitter in a lineup. You got the green light on 3-0.
That's right.
You're taking the swing of your life. Bellamy will scoot around the Hamill screen, and he got fouled, bumped on his way. Looks like the foul was called on Marquelon Jackson, excuse me. They actually gave it to Pryor.
You know what's amazing about Bellamy? They got him listed at 5'8", and he may be that.
Right.
But he still has no problem getting the shot off.
Yes. Like we talked about earlier, what he may lack in size does not lack in energy. And 3 for 3 today is the sophomore Burks on triples. He's got 9 all from outside.
I'm not sure if I'm having a dream or not. I haven't seen that good shooting in a while. I like it.
It's the largest lead for Kokomo, and Jan, this happened pretty quick.
Well, when you're scoring 3 and they're scoring 2, it doesn't take long.
Looking for the and one opportunity was Baskerville. He got fouled, and he'll head to the line. I want to remind you that today's broadcast on the ISC Sports Network brought to you by Coca-Cola of Kokomo. Coca-Cola of Kokomo has been part of the fabric of Howard County and North Central Indiana since 1907. Coca-Cola of Kokomo is proud to keep the Wildcats hydrated, both in the classroom and on the court.
Commercials always before Loudmouths. They pay us, so make sure we get those in. Thank you for that. Hey, listen, when you're scoring 3 and they're scoring 2, you don't have to be a math wizard to figure out sooner or later the math won't add up.
Tarvar Baskerville at the free throw line. And he can't connect either way. So it remains a 10-point game. Kokomo has really dominated in the second quarter because of the shooting of that guy, Burks. His first missed 3. New Haven then gained the rebound, Jan, and traveled with it.
Listen, New Haven has to hit free throws. If they're going to maintain keeping up with the points battle, they have got to hit free throws. That was a tough one.
And right out of the inbound.
Wow.
They continue to pile drive down threes. That time, Barris Moore. And Moore, for a big guy, can shoot it. 6 of 13 now on the year from outside. But that's blocked by Nash. They get it done on both ends. And the fast break the other way. Guess what they want to do again? They nearly did it. I mean, sacrificing layups for threes, that's how you know you're a dangerous shooting squad, as Ledbetter adds a pair and gets New Haven out of the run. Kokomo really clicking now. They go to Nash, the freshman. Nash picked up his dribble. Bellamy, step back. Now a little spinorama. The pretty play to Nash.
Bellamy so unselfish. Kokomo's just one of those ball clubs, Brandon, where they're going to live and die by the 3. If they're hitting them, phenomenal. If they go cold, it may be a problem. No cold in here today. It's warm as can be.
Largest lead for Kokomo. This was a 2-point game after the first quarter. The Cats have been ferocious in this second. And Ledbetter, he's keeping New Haven in it, Jan.
He really is, and he is the guy right now is keeping them within strike. Listen, if they can stay within the old adage of 10, that's where you want to be at a minimum.
Hamill. Nothing but net for Corman Hamill. And if you can believe it, that's not really his shot.
I'd believe it now, though. Holy cow. Listen, they only shoot as a team 36% so far. They're way above that today.
And it's been because of this guy, Burks. Burks, Bellamy, and others have just been nonstop from outside, but when you can do that, you're firing on all cylinders. Timeout, New Haven. It is a shooting spectacle for the Kokomo Wildcats, Jan Bozier.
My word, I haven't seen this in a long time. I love shooters. I hate to just see, a lot of the game has turned into the power under the bucket. That's good. I get all that. But good passing, good shooting, I'm all in.
We'll keep it right here on the ISC Sports Network. And take a look at what Bellamy did a moment ago. Thought maybe he was going to shoot it, then Nash cut to the rim and was able to finish. While you're taking a look at these highlights, I want to remind you that today's broadcast on the ISC Sports Network, it's brought to you by Galitko and Daly. Turn to experienced lawyers for help at Galitko and Daly. PC, our passionate goal is to bring the power of the law to meet the needs of the injured and those that have suffered medical harm. Learn more at IndianaWorkers.com and IndyMalpractice.com.
Well, we talked about the loss of the big guy going to Kansas, but listen, he's gone for sure, but they got some 6'3s, maybe 1.65, but short of that, they're 6'1". So to Coach Peckinpah's good coaching. He's found an offense that they can really be competitive in. And so far, so good. They lost the big one to Marion at the in the overtime, and their other loss was a blowout to Carmel. Listen, that's no shame. Carmel's a pretty good ball club. But so far, so good for this offense for the Cats.
Well, I think you can tell the Wildcats had a lot of time to think about those two losses. Again, you referenced that overtime game. 109-104, arguably going to be the game of the year in high school basketball. New Haven out of the timeout, a home run pass, and Jackson finishes, and he'll go to the line.
Well, Kokomo had 4 up and 1 down, and New Haven did a great job of recognizing that with the full court press. Yeah, Carmel's only loss was to the Millers.
Right.
The mill. That's a good game. Noblesville coming on strong. They lost a couple early. They're a good ball club.
So Jackson after the bucket. You talked about New Haven needing to hit their free throws here.
Got to.
To even contend if Kokomo's going to shoot this type of lights out.
Got to stay around. Sooner or later, water seeks its level, usually in three-point shooting.
Kokomo turned the ball over, and they now press. Jackson also turned it over. The change picked up by Young, and with the left hand, that flushes down. Costly turnover for New Haven.
Well, for the size we talked about with Kokomo, you got to shoot, you got to press. They're doing both.
Active hands for Kokomo forces that out of bounds. Ripped out of the hand of Kyron Kendrick, and the steal was by Barris Moore. And Davion Young sidestepped around a couple and finished there. Ledbetter has been the pick to click for New Haven. Didn't work that time. Whistle goes, and there's a foul on the floor.
Well, I thought they may get New Haven on the back, but they didn't. Who'd they get? Number 15 for Kokomo, that's Mose.
Ledbetter, before the shot, there was a foul called. So another penalty here on Kokomo.
I think the more the New Haven can continue to go to the free throw line, a couple things happen. Slows the game down. They got to try that a little bit tempo-wise, and they get free shots. So the more they can go to the line, the better.
Well, that's what they were doing so well early, right?
Yeah.
New Haven really kept it at their pace in the first quarter, although Kokomo did put up 22 in that first quarter. New Haven liked what they did in the opening 8 minutes, and the third consecutive foul on this possession.
And I think you mentioned this earlier, Kokomo's been a little more physical in the second quarter to match up a little better in the paint.
Yeah, I mean, these holiday tournaments, you're playing teams you're not necessarily familiar with. Different scouting reports.
Yeah, as a coach, you want your kids playing. If they're not playing, they're home playing physical games today. So you'd much rather play them with good competition. And this is a tournament environment too.
Totally.
So it's a great recognition to kind of get a mindset what that's going to be like in March.
This is Darian Cryer at the line. And he'll hit a couple. So New Haven just trying to scrape their way back into this thing.
Yeah, much better job free throw line for the Bulldogs.
But we'll see if that lead is too much for the Bulldogs to fight back from. It has really been a sharp second quarter for Kokomo. And in the waning seconds, they'll try this three-pointer. That's no good. Offensive rebound for the Wildcats and a foul.
Well, that's a defensive mistake by the Bulldogs. They didn't check out there. They got the shot. That was way out there. And Bulldogs didn't get a check out, and it cost them here. That could have been a good turnaround, but instead, Kokomo goes shoot some free throws.
And the Wildcats will gladly take this. Points with the clock stopped. They have shot so well today. That's a free throw missed by Young. He has been pretty sharp from the line this year, 5 of 8.
Well, you look out here at this Cats lineup. They're seriously 6 foot. That's it.
Right.
In this. This is smallest they've been all day.
Young splits the pair, and with 30 seconds left in the half, New Haven down by 14. Bulldogs heading down to Kokomo from Fort Wayne here for the weekend. Wildcats woke up and took a quick drive over. Ledbetter with 8. Ledbetter bounces in, got rid of it. Jackson, they got to put it up with 4 to shoot from the top of the key, no good. Offensive rebound, and actually it was taken eventually by Kokomo. Jackson got his hands on that tip, but Hamill was the closest to it. Clock stopped with 0.2. Not much you can do here.
Now, you basically got to throw it at the rim. You're at .2, you got to have .3. Not much you can do here.
They just got to get it up, and they do, but they'll run out of time. And Kokomo, with as strong of a quarter as maybe any team has put up all year in games covered on the ISC Sports Network. The 3-ball connecting aplenty.
Well, their pressure hurt New Haven, I should say, early. And so what they didn't do shooting, they did in pressure. They passed well, made up for a very small lineup. That was really interesting by Kokomo.
Kokomo on their home floor has got the 14-point lead heading into halftime in the first game of the 5th annual Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament. Halftime in Kokomo. We'll come back with some stats and thoughts on the ISC Sports Network.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Has it, leaps ahead, still on his feet. Stevens lunges. Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County.
Unbelievable!
Touchdown.
Living up to that last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. So that was going to be a highlight reel.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
The drive, the take, fouled, and it goes!
Lobbing it to the back of the end zone. They're going to say it's a touchdown.
Left foot gets through. Goal for Vargas. Hamilton will score!
Hey there, my name is Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we are part of, actually the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint, Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds talking Colts, Pacers, Indiana sports, every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
Has it, leaps ahead, still on his feet. Stevens lunges. Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County.
Unbelievable!
Touchdown.
Living up to that last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. So that was going to be a highlight reel.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
Welcome back to Kokomo. It's the Phil Cox Classic 5th Annual Memorial Holiday Tournament in honor of the former Butler Bulldog, of course, Mr. Basketball winner, a state champion, before transferring out of Butler and then finishing his college career at Gardner-Webb. With Jan Bozier, I'm Brendan King. Jan, 47-33, 14-point game. Remember, this was a 2-point game after the first quarter. Highly contested first 8 minutes. I think both teams, Jan, in that first quarter really played their style. Kokomo shot the ball well. New Haven, though, they have preferred to really take it inside, take some time off the clock. Kokomo's running gun. They love to shoot it. But in that second quarter, what did Kokomo do so well defensively to take away what New Haven did in that first.
Yeah, I think they were more physical in the paint. I thought they had to be a little bit, and I think that they really kind of disrupted with the press at times, got a few steals. You know, you look down this Kokomo at what they've done so far, and as a rule, they have shot behind the arc pretty well as a team, 36 for the season. But I'm looking individually against Carmel, they only shot 16%. So we talked about you kind of live and die, but today they have been flat on that three-point shot.
Well, you referenced that Carmel game, totally different, not only environment, but also style today. I mean, Kokomo, if you can believe it, put up 36 points in that game against Carmel, and you referenced it before the halftime break. The Greyhounds are an excellent ball club, and you'll see them on the ISC Sports Network tomorrow from North Central, by the way. But 36 points last time out for Kokomo after they put up 104 in an overtime loss against Marion, and you would think 104 is good enough to win. Well, Marion got them 109-104. They go into Christmas, couple of losses. Kokomo has looked like a team that remained hungry over the holidays, came ready to play this morning.
Yeah, and everybody talks about what's home worth. Well, home's a comfort zone. I sleep better at my home. I don't know if you do. So
usually.
So when you're at home, you have a different comfort zone. Doesn't mean you can't play well on the road, but to the point you made about Carmel, nobody suffocates people defensively any better than Carmel does at Carmel. That's just what they do.
Let's take a look at the first half highlights here as it's halftime from the Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament. The highlights that you're about to see, whole lot of shooting for those in the white jerseys, and Zion Bellamy early was connecting from range. He finished with 4 threes in that first half. But I think what was most noticeable, Jan, for Kokomo especially, the supporting cast. It wasn't just Bellamy firing from range, as you see here. It was really the supporting cast and a lot of underclassmen having that same shooting effect for the Cats.
Well, that's a great point, and here's why. Because if it's just Bellamy, then you double him or you put more pressure on him. But when you can share to the rock a little more, that takes that pressure off of doubling him or just him being the only guy.
Let's talk about New Haven. We talked about this guy a lot, 34 in black. Lavelle Ledbetter. He had an excellent first half, and we referenced it, Jan. At times, he kept the Bulldogs in the game.
Yeah, he's a physical young man, and I like the way he takes it to the rim. They're trying to control tempo, but unfortunately for them, Kokomo's the one controlling the tempo right now.
As you talk about what New Haven has to do better, again, they've won 3 straight ball games coming into this game. Homestead, Belmont, Fort Wayne, Canterbury. You referenced that they need to make their free throws. You know, New Haven, not a great 3-ball shooting club, but down by 14. Can they run their offense and get back in this game?
Well, if you're going to do it, you got to turn defense into the offense because not enough possessions just to do it on the offensive side. They're a zone team, but they found out that's probably not going to be working here. So they've got to pressure the exterior until they can. I've talked about three-point shooting. At times, water will seek its level. Can Kokomo shoot the way they did in the second half? They did. You ain't going to beat them anyway. So you've got to find a way to pressure the three-point shot.
Want to remind you that today's game on the ISC Sports Network, it's brought to you by Coca-Cola of Kokomo. Coca-Cola of Kokomo has been part of the fabric of Howard County and North Central Indiana since 1907. Coca-Cola of Kokomo is proud to keep the Wildcats hydrated both in the classroom and on the court. Here on ISC with Jan Bozier, I'm Brendan King. Hope everybody had a great Christmas and is also enjoying the holiday season. Jan, you brought up a point in that first half that I would like to revisit. These holiday tournaments, they're fun. You're facing a lot of competition that you wouldn't necessarily see in other settings, but you made this point. These are the games that get you ready for March.
Well, you know, you start in November, then into December. Now it's the real deal. You always look starting the new year to get prepared for one thing and one thing only. You want to win conference, you want to win home games. But in the coach's mind, they don't talk about it. It's all about getting ready for the tournament.
Teams getting set to go here for the third quarter. It's the 5th annual Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament here in Kokomo, and please stay tuned all day long. It is endless basketball for you on a Friday morning into the afternoon and the evening. Coming up after the conclusion of this one, Jan and I will have Hanover Central versus Merrillville for you. Then after that, at 12:45, Portage clashes with Plainfield. And at 2:30, Warren Central takes on Greensburg. Those games, it'll be Rob Brown and Jim Leisure with you. And then you're back tomorrow. Is that right, Jim?
I have the championship game and the game before that.
All right. Great time of year.
It really is. This is a lot of fun. Been doing this tournament for the last 3 or 4 years, and I think if my memory serves me, I'm pretty sure Kokomo's won it at least all but once. I can't remember now. I've slept since then. But they typically own this tournament. So what's kind of fun about this tournament, you come in knowing you got to dethrone the Cats more often than not.
Well, it's not an easy job. And, I mean, hey, if you're Kokomo, you'll gladly get out of bed, take a drive over to the Memorial Gymnasium and go play. You know, New Haven coming down from Fort Wayne. We referenced a couple teams in the region playing next game, Hanover Central and Maryville. They got to take a bus down. They probably got to get a hotel shortly after Christmas. You know, it's not easy to do that right after the holiday, especially leading into New Year's. So it's an advantage for Kokomo.
See, these guys, and I'm sure you've heard of this name, but Jimmy Rell used to play in this gym.
Yep.
You know, you talk about people like Phil Cox played in this gym. Then there was a whole bunch of others who's who of who has played in this gym. It is a who's who of legends that have played in this gym.
That first half, 18 points for Zion Bellamy. He was 4 of 7 from deep. The leading scorer for New Haven was Dalen Jackson with 13. He was 6 of 7 from the field. And the guy we referenced, Lavelle Ledbetter, 10 points, 5 of 10 from the field. Third quarter is underway here between New Haven and Kokomo. The Bulldogs going to need a quick pace start in this third. They're also going to need the Cats to cool off from range.
You know, an interesting stat is New Haven out-rebounded Kokomo 17-11, and they trail by 14.
Right. This can help them. Cryer, though, missed the three. Opening third quarter shot for Kokomo is a 3. And they stepped out.
Well, that's important the way Kokomo plays, which certainly we've highlighted a lot. We'll probably continue to do that. They want to get off first 2 or 3 minutes. They want to set the tone early, and you got to try to take them out of that if you're the Bulldogs.
Kokomo has consistently brought the press. Ledbetter. It's an offensive foul. A few times today that's happened where Ledbetter went strong to the rim, but too strong where he knocked over a Cat.
Listen, he's got to do that. You know, he got an unfortunate call there, but I'm not saying it was right or wrong, but he's got to be that guy to be physical at the rim because they need to get 3 the old-fashioned way because they got to match some points here.
Corbin Hamill running point. And DJ Nash, he was an impressive-looking freshman in that first half. Bellamy missed that 3. Rebound back for New Haven.
Bulldogs have pressured the last 2 threes.
This is a long 2. Probably not the shot you're looking for. They run it. It's Moore inside, kissing the glass.
Yeah, that's a defensive mistake. Nobody stops the ball at all.
New Haven did a pretty good job in the first possessions of the quarter.
So you can't stop everything, but you cannot give them that.
No. Ledbetter, no good there.
He's got to just go under control. He's got good shots. Get under control, use your legs, go up strong.
Hamill tries from deep, and he connects from downtown. Corbin Hamill.
3 points and press. 3 points and press. That's what they do.
Two triples for Hamill on the day.
But see, if you can stop the shot, then they can't press. So it's a kind of a two-edged sword.
Nash trying to track down that rebound. It'll stay with the Bulldogs.
It's one thing if they hit the threes, but they also want to press out of the 3. So if you make a miss the 3, they can't press. So you get both when they hit.
It has been a shooting spectacle for Kokomo today. That was left short. Rebound back for the Cats. Bellamy runs it. Moore. The kick. Hamill first third from downtown.
Oh, man, he's going it now. And you talked about balance. Listen, they got 2 or 3 guys hitting all cylinders behind the arc tonight.
Bellamy's, he's got 9 threes on the year coming into this game. 3 tonight. Timeout, New Haven. Well, the shooting has not cooled off, has it?
No, it has not. That's what they do. And what's really dynamic today is they got multiple people doing it. Bellamy's not the only guy that's got the hot hand. In fact, this young man right here really starting to get hot. Hamill.
It has been something. Corbin Hamill, and we referenced this in the first half, Jan. it's not just Bellamy. Even though he had a terrific start to the game from outside, the supporting cast of Kokomo has matched that outside shooting, and it has led to now a 22-piece game.
You know, the other interesting thing about Kokomo, they only have 3 seniors. Bellamy's one of them, so they got a lot of young guys playing a lot of minutes on this ball club. Wow, New Haven's had to burn some timeouts just to stop the momentum.
They need this.
There you go.
And that's helpful.
They definitely needed that.
DeMarcus Wright with his first points of the morning.
How would you like to be New Haven right now? You really haven't done anything wrong, but you trail by a bunch. I mean, they really have played pretty well.
It's amazing. Kokomo in their home gym looking comfortable, and just like that, Bellamy, the southpaw, his 5th 3. Cryer runs the floor, nearly stepped out, got it up and down.
They got to score just about every time down the floor now.
Couple opportunities at it, and the Bulldogs the other way.
Nash really starting to do a pretty good job for Kokomo on the boards. Kokomo with a little bit bigger lineup in right now in this third quarter, and it's paying off on the boards. That's a good no call.
Mm-hmm. And it leads to a free shot in the corner for Moore. And another tally, Jen.
Well, they used to have the dunk meter here. Every time one was dunked, they used to have that. Now they got to change that and put the 3 meter.
And Bellamy with some speed. Bellamy up with contact. It was swatted. Baskerville impressively getting up there to deflect it.
Boy, I tell you, Baskerville, he timed that thing perfectly.
So it'll stay with the Cats. They'll make a sub. Isaiah Woods checks in. Ledbetter will go off. This was a 2-point game after the first quarter. We really had a good one brewing. And then Kokomo really just put it on them. The other way, though, the easy lay-in, Baskerville.
They just got to keep chipping away. Don't look at the scoreboard. Just keep playing hard.
But you can't give up these open looks.
Can't do that.
Wow, that's a gift.
Yeah, they missed that one. Now they need to turn it into points. They turn it over.
Back and forth we go. Moore gets another crack at it, and that time he doesn't miss it.
Yeah, he went up high that time off the glass.
It has been in the 20s the last few minutes.
Pretty pass.
That's
really
flushed
pretty.
down.
Really
Dalen Jackson, leading scorer for New Haven.
One of the few turnovers that Kokomo has turned over, and I think that's what the Bulldogs have to do. Really pretty pass right here for the flush. But if the Bulldogs are going to get back in this thing, Brandon, they've got to get some defense to offense.
Well, and then you got to solve the puzzle. That is, how do you keep the Cats from connecting on their plentiful barrage amount of threes? And that sounds like it's going to be the million-dollar question for a lot of teams this year. Blocked by Hamill. And Hamill will gladly slow it down. Kokomo up 20-plus and trying to put this one away from their home gym. Third quarter, Hamill takes the runner.
Man,
you can't slow this guy down.
I'm telling you, he's playing really comfortable right now. He just is very much into the offense. He averages 14 and a half, but man, he's playing right now a guy who acts like he scores 25.
Strong take to the cage, right.
Well, that's where Kokomo's vulnerable, and Bulldogs taking advantage of it.
Hamill, this has been his quarter. And he tries it again, way deep. A little short. Here comes Wright. Big body inside, crashing, and It'll be a foul on Kokomo.
And that's how they got to play. They've got to play aggressive, right to the rim, pick up the foul here, stop the clock. Take a look here. They're physical. They've been physical today. When they can use it to their advantage, it can be productive.
Some precious seconds ticking off the clock here. And they need everything they can to get back in it. Baskerville with the runner. It found its way down.
Nice little hesitation dribble off the glass.
Baskerville has been impressive for New Haven. A little step back look for Young, in and out. Well, you get a stop.
Yep.
Need this. Right with the extra effort. That keeps it for New Haven.
Yeah, you wanted the three. Might have been a little quick. You're just not comfortable with the three. Get something, though.
No, that's the difference of the game, right? I mean, the three-point shooting on either side, polar opposites.
Yep, no doubt. You got to go where you can get fouled, if you're the Bulldogs. You're not going to get fouled out there, and you don't hit a high percentage either.
Cryer will kick to the corner. Wright had to give it up again to Cryer. They'll try to curve this around. Wild shot with the left hand.
That was impressive. Hey, a little run here by the Bulldogs. That's what you got to. You don't play the scoreboard here. You play effort.
Last 90 seconds of the quarter, and the Wildcats turn it over.
See, and that's because New Haven's playing hard. You keep playing hard, you just never know.
Back half of this third quarter has really turned around for New Haven. Start of this quarter began exactly like the second ended.
I like the way the Bulldogs are playing. They have not stopped playing hard.
Again, they're going to need here a 8-0, 9-0 run.
Well, and the tempo has slowed down ever so slightly, and Kokomo is not hitting the three. So can the Bulldogs make a little run?
Baskerville.
There you go.
Got fouled.
I'm telling you, the free throw line is the equalizer. If you can get there.
A reminder that today's broadcast on the ISC Sports Network, it's brought to you by Coca-Cola of Kokomo. And they've been part of the fabric of Howard County and north central Indiana since 1907. Coca-Cola of Kokomo is proud to keep the Wildcats hydrated, both in the classroom and on the court. Baskerville at the line adds a penny. Well, one more, we get it back to 15. There's still 68 seconds left in the quarter and a whole another full 8 minutes to play. So don't go anywhere just yet. All right, 15-point game, Jan. New Haven has brought it defensively.
It's just been effort. It's not been great shooting. It's been effort and taking it to the rim.
Young turn it over. Here come the Bulldogs.
All of a sudden, Kokomo's got a little bit sloppy.
Right downhill. It was around the middle and didn't roll down. Tough break for the Bulldogs. They got the stop. They nearly had the bucket to go with it. Down to the last 40 seconds of the third. Bellamy, step back. No good. The shooting has gone cold for Kokomo.
I'm telling you, water sinks its level in three-point shooting. It just does.
Baskerville takes it to the rim. He also got bumped there. Well, Jan, New Haven has unlocked something in the last 5 or so minutes. Fouls picking up for the Cats.
The other thing for Kokomo is they play at such an unbelievable pace. The legs start as you go will not be quite as fresh as they were at the beginning.
Can't afford to miss free throws. Baskerville hit 2 a few moments ago. Missed the front end of this trip. Still has a chance to split the pair.
They could get this, keep chipping away. There you go. 14. Bulldogs need to stop right here, Brandon.
Bellamy will take the screen. Really, for the first time, the Cats slow it down. Haven't seen this much.
Well, I think they're going to play for one here, so they'll play this down to about 6.
Bellamy, the swing. Here's the 3 by Burks.
And that's the hammer on the nail, man. That's well done.
Beats the buzzer. Burks has got 4 triples to tie him for the team lead today. What a cold-blooded end to that third quarter on the big shot by the sophomore. Kokomo takes the double-digit lead into the final 8 minutes on the ISC Sports Network.
Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't. Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
A 3-ball by Aaron Burks to end that third quarter. Jan Bozier, difference of the game. Kokomo shooting 53% from outside.
I just seen that.
New Haven, 9%.
I just seen that stat.
And what's new?
And now it's 60.
I mean, truly, that's the difference. You have to credit New Haven for their physicality. But the three-point shooting after this one.
3% behind the arc. Both halves right now.
After this one is over, that's going to be the storyline.
Yes, it is.
New Haven has brought it from a physical standpoint. And, Jen, you referenced this last quarter. New Haven has not played to be down by 20. They have not played that bad.
Well, honestly, we haven't seen them before, but I'm going to take a wild guess. They may have played as well as they have all year.
Yeah.
And still just got a team that's on complete fire.
Well, again, the Bulldogs had won 3 straight. 3-point win against Homestead up in Fort Wayne. They beat Belmont by 4. They then got a double-digit win at Fort Wayne Canterbury. So they were playing their best ball of the year heading into this game. But shots like that have been why Kokomo is up a plenty here to start the Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament. Bellamy up to 6 threes.
There you go.
New Haven connects on their second triple of the game. Timeout Bulldogs. Again, coming up after the conclusion of this one, it'll be Maryville and Hanover Central, a matchup of the region. Jan and I will have those calls for you. And then midday, it'll be Rob Brown and Jim Leisure with you for Portage versus Plainfield, and then Warren Central battling Greensburg.
You know, Phil Cox and Jimmy Round, those guys, they hit those same long shots too back in the day, but they only got 2 points.
That's right.
For them.
That's right. Well, the storyline again of this one, Jan, if you're just joining us, Zion Bellamy averages over 22 a game. The guy had 43 points in that overtime loss against Marion before Christmas. He's got 6 threes, but this has been a point we've talked about a lot today. 4 triples for Hamill, 4 for Burks, 2 for Moore. The supporting cast has backed up the shooting for the Cats.
Yeah, no doubt. At least 3 and 4 at times have been just on fire. Made it impossible to pressure any one guy behind the arc. And when you get 2 and 3 and 4 guys that are shooting at 50+% as a team, you ain't losing. I'm just saying, you ain't losing. Now, we've talked about this. Water can find its level with the 3 sometimes. Right. But today, the water is completely full on the glass.
Well, look at that back half of the third quarter. New Haven probably played the best they had all day.
I couldn't imagine they hadn't.
The closest they got it was 14.
Yeah. You still got a whole quarter here. Anything can happen. You got to. For me, Bulldogs win this at the free throw line.
Right.
Burks with his shot.
Burks with his 4 threes. They go inside. What a cut. Bellamy, easy finish.
You know, at times, that's been the icing on the cake. They share the ball really well.
They do.
Even though they shoot very well, they're not afraid to make nice passes. Done that all day.
It's a nice mix, isn't it?
It is.
It's refreshing. It really is. Because they can play that old school game for as many threes as they take. They can slow it down. And that probably, Jan, comes from the experience of what they've done, as you referenced, in previous years running that offense in the post. Completely different look this season, as you talked about, as there's a long two by Ledbetter. But they've really combined the two styles.
This continues to be a confidence builder. I mean, they've scored these type of points, obviously, before, but the more you do it, the more you're expected to do it, the more it becomes automatic.
Foul will go on Wright.
Officials have really done a good job today. This type of ball game is really hard to officiate, but they've really allowed a good rhythm to take place.
The runner won't go, but getting bumped on his way there was Moore. Back-to-back fouls on Wright.
Kokomo really hasn't spent a lot of time at the free throw. Of course, when you hit threes all day long, you don't have to be at the free throw line.
Moore back to the charity stripe. Has not been here much this year. Now 4 of 7 on the campaign.
Kokomo averages 15 free throws a game.
Right.
That's just takes. They average only making 9 because they only take 14 a game.
Did not see many of those in the first half.
No.
It was run and gun all 16 minutes, just like this.
Nice. He missed the pass. Really good look.
Hamill marauded in the corner. Timeout Kokomo. Coach Peckinpah got in a timeout just as Hamill was about to give it up.
Yeah, he probably saved a possession there. Wow, 20-point lead. Don't feel like 20 points. It just doesn't.
It doesn't. And again, you have to credit New Haven because they tried to play their style. They really did. And it was a closely contested first quarter, Jan. It was a 2-point game after a quarter. The second quarter, lights out shooting from Kokomo. That second quarter was a barrage of threes for the Cats. The third, kind of a mix, right? Because Kokomo out of halftime really picked up where they left off. And New Haven, as we talked about, closed that third quarter the best they have all day. And this fourth quarter, it's been a 20-point game for a majority of it so far.
Man, you just look at, of course, the stats we had where they were 15 of 28. That was the end of 3. 53%. Bulldogs 1 of 11. That was after 3. There's your difference in scoring.
Yeah.
It just is.
Threes have been the difference. You talked about New Haven has rebounded the ball well. Out-rebounding Kokomo in that first half.
They have won every stat but one, and that's
Yeah.
three-point shooting.
Right. Out of the timeout, can't finish.
Nice pass.
Baskerville, the benefactor of that nice pass.
Giving it right back, though.
Moore was blocked away. Not sure how Moore was that free in the paint.
Yeah,
that was a seam pass, like NFL style.
At times, that has been a little problem for New Haven. They have not been in transition defense quick enough. Kokomo exploits that very well at times.
Last 5 minutes of this first game in the 5th annual Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament. Burks is free in the corner, in and out for Burks. That would have been his 5th three.
Big guys for Kokomo, I thought, have played pretty well here in the second half, rebounding the ball, and I think that Coach Peckinpah realized that that was a stat they had to at least make a little better dent in the second half, and I think they have.
First action of the day for Andrian Scott. Senior into the game for the first time, 12 in the black jersey. Offensive rebound for Kokomo. And there was a jump ball. Possession arrow favors New Haven.
Yeah, and right there's a prime example of at least battling for a board. Kokomo doesn't really go to their bench a whole lot, Brandon.
No, they don't.
Pretty much 7, 8 at the most.
Kokomo continues to bring press. Baskerville, no problem. He goes coast to coast. That was pretty.
He really does a good job at taking it to the rim.
Young will rip it from outside. Skying for the rebound. Tipping it was Cryer. And then it was into the hands of Jackson. Way outside.
Good push up.
Rebound was tipped back out for Hamill. Hamill connects again.
Any guess what he's going to do?
They actually call it a 2.
Yeah, he was on the line. That's a good call.
Nash tipped it, and it'll go out at the baseline. Again, please stay tuned. Coming up next, as you take a look at Hamill's big toe on the line there. Maryville clashes with Hanover Central.
Yeah, we talked about what does New Haven have to do. Well, we talked about you got to get to the rim, and they have. They just not had enough to overcome the 2-for-3 scenario.
From the corner, that rims out. Bellamy. Oh, man. Hamill kind of juked around and still kissed it off the glass. Ledbetter, the shot fake. Now the finger roll off the glass.
He's a big dude. I like it when he goes hard.
Bellamy kind of toying around now. The spin. Just couldn't make the long 2. He is silky, man.
He is.
A steal by Hamill. Hamill went down hard to the floor. They let that go. Jackson traveled.
64 points for New Haven is the second most points they've scored all year, only to be surpassed by 69. They may make that. So offensively, they have done pretty much what they can do. This has never been about their offense.
No, not at all. It has been about what Kokomo has done.
Yeah.
From outside. 50+% all day from deep. Shot won't count. New Haven, by the way, they'll take on Maryville tomorrow. And then they'll have a New Year's break up until January 7th when they'll clash with Fort Wayne Snyder. As for Kokomo, this is their last for a minute after the Phil Cox Classic. Won't play again until after New Year's at Logansport, January 10th.
Logansport, one of my all-time favorite gyms.
Yeah?
I do the semi-state there just about every year.
Haven't been.
You got to go to the Berry Bowl, Brandon.
Yeah.
You've not arrived till you've been to the Berry Bowl.
All right. And one. New Haven finishes. Pretty play. That was Jameer Walker. He's not listed on the roster. Walker's first few minutes of the game, and he'll go to the line.
Kokomo going to move on in their own tournament.
They'll be a tough out, Jan. If I'm coming down to Kokomo, I do not want to see the Cats. And probably that's the same case in March. Could you imagine a shooting spectacle like this in the tournament?
And they're capable, too.
Yes.
I know the sectionals here, sometimes the regionals here, I don't remember. I know that they play in a sectional with Jeff and Harrison and McCutcheon here. Used to come to this regional when I was a kid all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Noblesville would come into this regional at times.
Bellamy had everything but the finish, and he just tried to jam that. I'm a little surprised he's still out there.
Well, they just don't play more than 7 or 8.
That's true.
That's just what they do.
Here you go.
Here comes some.
Still, you got to save some bullets for the rest of this, don't you?
But these young kids, listen, people ask me that all the time ago. I had a son played high school and college. In AAU, they play 4 and 5 games a day.
True.
So 1 or 2 is not that big a deal.
Right. It is a different time, isn't it?
Yes, it is a different world.
Prep basketball and tournaments and nonstop action.
These kids could go on and on and on like the Energizer Bunny.
Bellamy's had a great day.
He has. This young man here has had a game really, really well done as well.
Hamill and Bellamy.
Yep.
Both of them. And then Burks with his 4 threes.
You know, that is a 1-2 punch. It's not.
It is.
It's not 1A and 1B. I mean, they can really complement each other. And if they can continue to do that, wow, that's hard to defend.
Last 90 seconds here in the opening game of the 5th annual Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament.
I think Coach Peckenball has got to be pretty pleased the way his team's come out and played today.
No question.
I mean, the least.
You know, I don't know as a coach, and I've never been a coach, so I don't know, but you put up 104, losing in overtime. What do you even tell your team after that? Because, again, it's kind of a two different spectrum outcome the last couple games. That was pretty. Losing in overtime to Marion, 109-104, and then only putting up 36 against Carmel. That's polar opposites heading into Christmas. They've gotten right, and they've brought it today, Jan.
You know, I talked about the fact, Brandon, they give up 65-plus a game. They're right at 66. This is what they do. They just outscore you. So they're pretty much that team is going to allow 65, 66 points a game. But they've got to be able to have that offense clicking, and today they did.
So the Cats are going to improve to 6-2. New Haven will fall back to 500 at 4-4. Jackson at the free throw line. 19-point game for now. But it has been 20 for a majority of this quarter.
And Kokomo's just did enough today to never allow – New Haven got down to 14 a couple of times.
Well, they really brought it in that third.
Yeah, and they never let them have that big run to get them back in this thing.
Right.
69. Second time they've scored that many in a game. So you got – listen, if they can do that on most nights, they're going to win. They just are. Because their defense, short of the threes, was good.
Well, and I'm sure these are games you're going to be able to reference in March and saying, hey, if you run into a hot shooting squad, hey, we've seen this before, and maybe you can take something from this that will help you survive if that occurs again.
Yeah, you know, as a coaching staff, New Haven, there are some games when you get beat by this many, you just kind of go, oh, this has been ugly. This has not been ugly. They played pretty well. They played good offense. They played good defense. Kokomo just outshot them.
Right.
It's just one of those things where they shot the three at a pace that they've never seen before, at least New Haven hasn't, and that's just not much you can do about that. But overall, you got to feel, I think you never want to lose, but you feel pretty good about the way you played.
Kokomo's gotten up to 90. And one more whistle. They have been in the 90s a couple times. Put up 98 in their season opening win at Western. And then we referenced the game of the year, at least so far, 109-104 overtime loss to Marion.
Yeah, right here, Kokomo.
That's Jameer Walker again at the line.
Hats off to the officials today. Really great job.
Yep.
Really great job.
This was a clean game.
It was. Good flow. Called it when they had to. Really well done by the officials here today.
Kokomo will shoot it. That three ball was no good. Caleb Tafflinger, a 5'8 junior. And they take it up with Eli Rowe also getting some time. So is Austin Mose. This is Javier Bowens. So emptying the bench. You talked about they don't play a lot of their bench. These guys are getting an opportunity here in the waning seconds of this one.
Well, and clearly Kokomo, the guys on the floor know their role. They all knew their role. They did it very well. He's got them really confident in their shooting.
One more three. They actually traveled, and that'll finish it. A dominating effort by Kokomo as they top New Haven. It's a 20-piece, 90-70 your final score. And Jan Bozier can't reference enough. A hot start from outside, a hot finish from outside. Kokomo with a shooting spectacle to start the Phil Cox Classic.
Yeah, you shoot the ball like that, you win. That's just the way it is. I mean, it would take a Marion-type game to beat Kokomo when they shoot the way they did today. That doesn't happen very often. Boy, really good game. You know, you go look at it, 20-point, but it was a really good, hard, clean game.
Today's broadcast of the ISC Sports Network was brought to you by Coca-Cola of Kokomo, proud to keep the Cats hydrated both on the court and in the classroom, as well as Galitco and Daily, work injury lawyers. Learn more at IndianaWorkers.com and IndyMalpractice.com. Well, don't go anywhere. More action from Kokomo is going to follow. Jan and I will be with you for Maryville and Hanover Central. That comes your way after they get a chance to warm up. Your final score, Kokomo 90, New Haven 70. Thanks for being with us on the ISC Sports Network.
Leaps ahead, still on his feet. Stevens lunges. Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County.
Unbelievable!
Touchdown.
Living up to that last day. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. Said that was going to be a highlight reel.
Oh, baby.